Time Warner Cable Sports presents high school football. Tonight, from Pete Cooper Stadium at Keyes Field in Fairfield, it's a Class A matchup between the Lawrence Bulldogs and the Brunswick Dragons. On a rainy Friday night, we welcome you here to Lawrence High School. I am Mike Violet alongside Eric Leinbach for the broadcast tonight. Eric, good evening to you, sir.
Good evening. Good to see you.
Good to see you. An interesting matchup tonight between a Lawrence team that is undefeated at 3-0 in a roller coaster ride that they took themselves on last week against a team in the Brunswick Dragons that's been on a roller coaster all season long. The question with Brunswick is, which team are you going to get? The team that couldn't beat EL last week despite all kinds of opportunities?
Right.
Or the team that went up to Bangor and, like Lawrence, beat the Bangor Rams? We don't know, Eric.
No, and we'll be finding out in just a little bit. But both teams last week, last Friday night, wound up behind the 8-ball early on. Lawrence down. Got down fast, I believe, 17-0 before they were able to score.
Well, they were down 7-0, 13 seconds into the game.
13 seconds in, that's right. And before the first quarter was over, they were down 17-0. Brunswick got behind the 8-ball as well with EL. Both teams, big comebacks, and Brunswick was almost able to pull it off. The tying point, the tying extra point got blocked, and then they had an opportunity. They had the ball inside the 15-yard line of EL last week, and were not able to punch it in. So you're right, they have plenty of opportunities. Lawrence, however, made the most of its opportunities with a very strong running game. Once again, Ben Violet, a quarterback, did a fine job. Had 2 touchdown passes last week, and then that big fourth quarter run by Christian Powers, 9-yard run, putting Lawrence over the top for a big come-from-behind victory over Bangor.
Brunswick's had an interesting go of it this year. They opened up with a 26-6 loss to Lewiston. We saw Lewiston last week. They looked awfully good, so no shame in losing there. Then the win over Bangor, and then the loss last week against the Edward Little Red Eddies. Meanwhile, Lawrence opened up with a 41-0 win over Mount Blue, followed it up with a 14-0 win over Coney, and then their scintillating win last week over the Bangor Rams to go to 3-0. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back. Opening kickoff is coming from Pete Cooper Stadium at Keyes Field in Fairfield. It's Lawrence and Brunswick, and it's after this on Time Warner Cable Sports.
How would you like an internet connection that'll spin you around online so fast you almost get dizzy? Sounds fun. Then add digital cable with a free HD upgrade for local channels and sports in HD for free. And bundle them together with reliable home phone service to save money. I'd call that more for less. Actually, it's called Time Warner Cable.
Get video, internet, and phone. Pick 1, pick 2, or pick 3 for only $29.95 each per month.
Time Warner Cable, the power of you.
Mike Violet, Eric Leinbach, and our Time Warner Cable Sports crew here tonight. Pete Cooper Stadium, Keyes Field in Fairfield. Brunswick won the toss, and the Dragons will roll the dice, Eric. They're going to defer and let Lawrence have the football first. Very interesting strategy here by head coach Dan Cooper.
This is one of your favorite things to do, Mike. I
you know, I wasn't even going to mention it.
I had to bring it up, Mike. I could see the steam coming out of your ears. Or maybe that's the rain, because, the rain is picked up indefinitely. Whether it has an impact or not, we don't know. But both teams do love to run the ball. Both teams, good, powerful lines, and expect them to keep the ball on the ground as much as possible tonight.
Brock Lawrence, Christian Powers, Anthony Boudreau, all back deep here to return. The kick of Kyle Wardwell. Boudreau is in the middle deep. And here's the kick. It's a driving kick. And getting back on the football and finally getting on the ball is Powers. Powers to the 20. Powers, bang! Hit right there, falls forward to the 25-yard line. Brought down on the play by
Thomas Wiley on the initial stick there. Also with help later on up top from John Williams, who's one of the leading tacklers in the PTC. But a nice hit right about at the 25-yard line.
So Lawrence 1st and 10 at the 25. Ben Violet, a quarterback, taking over for Fitzpatrick Trophy winner Jack Hersom. Violet, no relation, 5'11", 170, and a senior. Anthony Boudreau back at tailback after some ankle problems a week ago. Keith Noyes is the fullback. On 1st and 10, here is Boudreau trying to go left on this wet field. Gets a couple. Not able to square his shoulders and really get himself turned around. A very short gain, a yard, maybe 2, so 2nd down and long.
James Sechka and Sam Garrett were in on the stop there, trying to follow that big offensive line that Lawrence has. Hit in some areas by graduation, but they definitely have a lot of big, experienced guys back on the line, a definite strength of this Lawrence team.
Sure do. Still plenty of beef up there. Second down, about 9 at the 26-yard line. Violet rolling out to the right, has a block, looking down, firing it downfield, looking for a man. Got him there, and it's deflected away on a great play by Eric Harris. As the ball was there, the intended receiver, Brooks Spalding, and Harris deflected what could have been a very long pass completion.
As we see on the replay, he's rolling out, throws it long, good arm, and you've got two receivers, both of them being covered, knocked away off the fingertips of Eric Harris. Otherwise, I think it's safe to say Spalding would have been off to the races.
So third down and 9 as Lawrence went for the home run there on almost connected. Third down and 9 for Ben Violet and company. A full house backfield. Double handoff inside Boudreau. Boudreau 30, 35, first down. Anthony Boudreau on the double handoff gets to the 37, almost the 38-yard line, and the sticks will get moved for Lawrence. Good deception there as we take another look here.
Yeah, very good deception. And as you pointed out, he's able to take it in the middle. Slips one tackle and then gets tripped up as Garrett was in there on the final stop, but not before picking up 9, almost 10 yards on the play.
Lawrence first and 10 from their own 37-yard line. Here's Lawrence, no hole there, goes outside where there's all kinds of room, 40-45, and he is hog-tied down by Thomas Wiley. That's near the stick. In fact, it will be a first down at the 49-yard line. Funny looking play because at the point of attack, Eric, there wasn't any point of attack.
There wasn't any, but look at that. Lawrence offensive line just cleared out in the middle where everybody was bunched up. So what does Lawrence do? Brock Lawrence takes it to the right where nobody from Brunswick is there quickly enough to avert a big gain for Lawrence, about 10 yards.
Lawrence first and 10 from their own 49-yard line. Violet brings him out. Boudreau looking left, gets around the corner into Brunswick territory, stumbles after being tripped up. And a pretty good play there by Sam Garrett from behind because Boudreau would have been off to the races after that.
As it is, he's able to get into Brunswick territory, picked up about 6 yards, getting to the Brunswick 45-yard line. But Garrett, one of the last hopes for Brunswick, really, before turning that into a huge gainer, perhaps 6 for Lawrence. But he's been in on a number of tackles already going to the ball.
So Boudreau gets him 6, almost 7. It'll be second down. We'll call it 4. Second down and 4 from the 45-yard line. Clock running, coming down to 9.5 to go in the first quarter. Lawrence on the first offensive possession for either side of the game. Here's Lawrence. Lawrence for Lawrence, and Lawrence for Lawrence loses maybe a half, almost a full yard there.
Nice stick by John Williams. He wrapped him up low. Helping out high was Thomas Wiley, stopping him for no gain. In fact, he might have lost half a yard.
So it'll be third down. Third down and almost 5 here in the first quarter. Our first possibility of a third down conversion. It is third down and almost 5. Longstreet in the backfield at fullback, a fake. Violet with time, back to throw, flips it in the flat, caught by Longstreet. Longstreet breaks a tackle to the 30 and down the sidelines near the 25-yard line. They'll spot him out at the 26 as Violet rolled left, had plenty of time, and Longstreet wide open.
And Longstreet really made a nice catch. He had to go time it just right, time his jump, because the throw was a little bit high and then slipping 2 tackles before able to get down the sideline inside the 30-yard line, close to the 25.
Lawrence showing you their depth at tailback. They start Boudreau, then they bring Lawrence in, Longstreet in at fullback, getting some reps. First and 10 from the 26-yard line. Handoff inside to Christian Powers, who after Boudreau was not able to go last week, stepped up, had a big touchdown run in the fourth quarter, and picks up 5, almost 6 there as he ran inside the tackles.
I believe I read where he had 5 carries, 55 yards, all in the fourth quarter last week. against Bangor.
This Lawrence team vying for its third straight PTC championship. They have run the table into PTC 2 years in a row, stopped last year by a tremendous Bonnie Eagle team in the state championship game, but they went into that game 11-0. Second down and 4 from the 20. Woodrow in motion. Violet, and they hand off to the fullback, and not a whole lot there.
No, the inside,
Noise.
Right, the noise was in there. Williams again in there. The inside really collapsed. Didn't give him any running room whatsoever. Really the first time that, or one of the few times, Brunswick's line has been able to beat Lawrence off the ball.
So it's third down again. Third down and almost 5. Clock running here, 7.5 to play in the first quarter. Lawrence has had the ball for every tick of the clock in this quarter. Wide to the right side is Brooks Spalding, 88. Boudreau is wing right. On third down and 4, Violet two-step drop over to Spalding, and it's behind him. Well-thrown ball, but it was a shade behind Brooks Spalding, so it is fourth down. And John Hersom, obviously this deep. Here's another look at the ball thrown behind.
And well defended by Thomas Wiley, too. That was certainly a clean hit.
So fourth down and about 4 from the 20-yard line, or just shy of the 20-yard line. And let's see what John Hersom has in his bag of tricks here. Noyes is the fullback. Wing right is Powers. Wing left is Lawrence. Lawrence in motion. They run the option. He cuts it up inside, and it's going to be close.
It's going to be very close,
Ben
Mike.
Violet cut it up, decided to keep it, and let's see.
Now, the line did its job. It did make a hole off the right, and he followed off the right. However, Brunswick was able to recoup rather quickly, at least what could have been a big gainer, and collapse in on the inside as he was heading to the right. To stop him, I'm going to, boy, that is just too close to call. I was wrong so often during the Dirigo J game as far as.
Well, don't be wrong, Eric. We don't want you to be wrong.
I'm going to say he's got it.
By the way, Time Warner wants to welcome our new viewers in Portland as well as Cumberland and York counties and down East Maine. We're glad to have you aboard tonight for our coverage of high school football, and it's a first down.
There you go.
For Lawrence.
I'm on a roll.
You might want to quit while you're ahead, my
Yeah,
friend.
I think that's the last first down prediction I'll make tonight.
It is first and 10 from the 16-yard line here for Lawrence. 7:07 left in the first quarter. No score. However, you get the feeling that is going to change here pretty soon. Lawrence has moved the ball from their own 25 right down the field after the opening kickoff.
And this will be the 13th play of the drive. Long, sustained drive here.
Noyes and Powers in the backfield behind Ben Violet. Hand off to Powers. Powers looking to get outside, goes to the corner. He goes all the way in. Touchdown, Lawrence!
Great quickness on the part of Powers to get to the outside. Followed blockers. Brunswick could not catch up.
Christian Powers goes 16 yards for the touchdown. It caps off a 75-yard drive. And here's the the touchdown.
Again, following his blockers. Nice block thrown there. That was Keith Noyes in there with a nice hit. And once he got to the sideline, just used his speed that he's got, and Brunswick could not catch up.
Jeshua Dearborn to attempt the conversion. Violet will hold. Snap right there. It's down and driven right through. Dearborn, an excellent kicker. And Lawrence takes the opening kickoff, takes it right down the field. They do it in 5 minutes and 19 seconds. And they lead it 7-0. And they made it look awfully easy. Good balance in the offense.
Yeah, there was. There was a good balance and a good, mostly with the runs, what they would do is they'd go off guard, off the right. They keep it between the tackles. Then they try to sweep it outside, and that worked really well a couple of times, particularly on the touchdown run, utilizing power speed to get outside and just follow the sidelines into the end zone.
Lawrence on top, 7-0. Dearborn ready to kick it off. Back deep to return. Eric Harris, number 7 on the near side. Rashawn Edgerton on the far side, wearing number 6. Which Brunswick team are we going to get? So far defensively, we are getting the team that showed up in the first game that they played against Lewiston. Dearborn's kick, a spinner for sure. And it gets by Edgerton. He's got to go back to the 7, to the 10, and he's in trouble, and bang! Down he goes at the 17-yard line. And that's where Brunswick will begin 1st and 10 from their own 17. Lawrence on top here, 7-0.
Taking a look again, not sure if he misplayed it. It seemed like it might have taken a bad hop, but he let it roll a little bit too long. But immediately, you've got Alex Tompkins in there, among others, for Lawrence, who just laid him out before he was able to make it to the 20-yard line.
Robert Vasquez at quarterback. He is a senior wearing number 5. Vasquez can throw the football. He's thrown quite a bit. On first down, they stay very conservative. Fullback John Williams, and Williams gets little, if anything.
If anything, big pushback in the middle as they really came back in there. Brock Lawrence, among others. I think Lawrence probably had the initial stick coming up in there.
Leading rusher for this ball club is Sean Tanner. Tanner comes into the game with 349 yards rushing. He's wearing number 31. He is wing right now, with Williams, the fullback, behind Robert Vasquez. Wide to the right side is Edgerton. A short gain, about a yard, 2nd down and 9. The rain steady, but sort of a misty drizzle at the moment. Here's Tanner. Tanner has some speed, gets outside, and then gets drilled to the turf.
Got wrapped
Keith
up.
Noyes.
Keith Noyes, terrific job. You know, that's the way I wish I had seen the Patriots tackle last Sunday against Miami. Noyes actually wraps him up and tackles him.
The Patriots had an off week last week, Eric.
Sorry, Mike.
The whole team was off.
I'm talking about the Miami game, and you know
understand
darn
that.
well.
I understand that's what I mean. They were off last week. They took the whole game off. The bye week was a week early. Eric Harris is wide to the left side. Wide to the right side is Rashawn Edgerton. Vasquez has the backs in an eye. He rolls right, and he can't even get out of the pocket as he got wrapped up by Kenny Pelot, who, like he was shot out of a cannon, got in the backfield and sacked him.
And if you saw, Pelot was inching up, inching forward, and then just at the snap, he found that hole and cruised right through, untouched, unscathed.
It's always nice when you're not blocked. Even I could
unless
get a
you're
sack
Robert Vasquez.
when you're not blocked. Boudreau back deep to return for Lawrence. 3 downs and out. Christian Powers is back there as well. Back in punt formation, John Williams. He'll stand at his own 5-yard line. A good snap imperative here. He gets it. It's blocked. It's blocked. Ball's loose. Lawrence is going to have a goal to go.
I didn't see who got in there. There were 3 guys who were around that coming in there. I'm not sure who had the block, but it couldn't have come at a worse time for Brunswick after a poor offensive series. And then now Lawrence has the ball inside the 10-yard line at about the 7.
Let's see if we've got a replay. Apparently we don't. Okay, here we go. I thought it was 2. Blair Blaisdell.
Okay, Blaisdell is coming in.
There he goes. Not blocked.
He came in. He got the high jump. Somebody's down on the left-hand side reaching in as well, but I think you're right. It was Blaisdell. And then they had a 3rd player come in from the right following Blaisdell. And then Lawrence fell on the ball. Wouldn't have really made a whole lot of difference anyway because it's Lawrence's ball. Right about at the 9-yard line, they'll call it.
Well, they've put it just inside the 10-yard line on the blocked punt by Blair Blaisdell, and a timeout called here by Brunswick as they've just got to try to get it together. Dan Coopy here wants to calm the troops down.
Right, regroup.
So Blaisdell with the block, and the ball just inside the 10, so we'll call it the 9-yard line where it'll be goal to go for the Lawrence Bulldogs.
Nice homecoming gift for the Bulldogs.
That's right, tonight is homecoming. By the way, friends, if you miss any game at its regularly scheduled time, you can find all of our games of the week on Time Warner Cable on demand. More information, check it out. YourTownsCable.com. That's YourTownsCable.com. Here it is, 1st and goal. Lawrence operating at the 9. Boudreau waiting for Ben Violet to show
It's always
up.
nice to have the quarterback in there when you,
unless they're going
to need to slap the ball.
Unless they're going to pull a Ronnie Brown like
God,
they did last week. Here's Noyes. On the inside handoff, the fullback leaps over the pile, gets down to the 7, maybe the 6-yard line. It'll be 2nd and goal.
And first carry of the night for Keith Noyes, picks up about 3. We'll give him 3. We're being generous tonight. 2nd
down and goal. Clock running here, 3:57 to play in the first quarter. It has been all Lawrence. The Bulldogs on top 7-0. They're threatening to make it more.
Yep, offense, defense, special teams, all clicking right now for Lawrence, but the game very, very early.
2nd down and goal. From the 7. Violet to Lawrence. He gets submarined.
Yeah, he did. Nice.
Lucky to get a yard.
Nice move on that play by John Williams. Was able to cut through from the left, down low, able to trip him up again. Well, I was going to say he might have picked up 1, but I'm not seeing it on the chains. So they're going to stay. They're going to keep that at the 6-yard line.
All right, 3rd down and goal to go. And remember, Lawrence with Jeshua Dearborn and his place kicking ability.
But also a wet night, wet ball.
Yeah.
You don't know.
And also a chance to really bury an opponent early on. You might want to not do that, but we'll see. Brooks Spalding is wide to the right side for Ben Violet. Straight back to throw, looking for Spalding. It's a lob into the end zone, and the defender got him out of bounds.
Oh.
The defender did not turn around, and too deep was Spalding. Couldn't stay in bounds. Right idea. The execution just a little off, so 4th down and goal, and they are going to kick a field goal.
That was a great idea because even though it was up high, you know, you've got a big height advantage with Spalding. Spalding's got to go, what, 6'2", 6'3"?
He's listed as 6'3", 200.
Yeah, I'm going to say he might even be taller than that. He had a big advantage over the defender. He brought it in, but it was out of bounds, or out of the end zone.
All right, Dearborn from the 13-yard line, a 23-yard field goal attempt. Violet to hold, snap right on the money, and Dearborn with a huge leg drills it. So Dearborn with a 23-yard field goal, and what a weapon he is going to be for Lawrence, not just in the regular season, but certainly in the postseason. When you got a guy who can kick like that, you've always got an ace.
And we saw a terrific kicker, and I wish I could remember his name, something like Eric Gilbert. That may be wrong. For Dirigo, a couple of weeks ago when we were at Jay, a guy who boomed extra points that would have been 40-yard field goals easily. But and I compared him to somebody I saw from Lawrence maybe 10 years ago, Mike, 10, 12 years ago.
Oh, boy.
Jonathan?
Oh, Lars Jonason's son, Keith.
Keith.
Oh, Keith, it was a great kicker.
Yes.
Might not have been that long ago, but Keith was great.
Yeah, terrific kicker.
He wore, just seeing Noise, he wore number 9, I believe. I believe that's what Keith wore.
I think you're right. Keith Jonason,
Lars Jonason's son was a tremendous kicker. He was an ex-soccer player. And Dearborn has an excellent leg. Kickoff taken at the 15-yard line by Harris to the 20, 25, over the 30. Tripped up, 31, 32-yard line.
Yep, tripped up there. I believe that was, I thought it was Xavier Scott, but I thought it was number 37.
Well,
could have been number 7. Matt Perkins, Blair Blaisdell was in there too.
It will be 1st and 10 for Brunswick from their own 32-yard line. Trying to get something going here. They've had 3 offensive plays. On their 4th offensive play, a punt. The kick was blocked. Williams gets the pitch. They turn him inside. Boudreau turned him inside and then made the tackle. Great job by Boudreau on the outside. He turned him in, forced him in, and then went and got him.
Kept the body low, too. Nice block. As you'll see, he goes underneath. He forces him inside, goes down low, trips him up. And that's that. Short gain for Williams. About 3 yards. Call it 2nd and 7.
Anthony Boudreau wearing the high tops. Looks like Johnny Unitas out there. If he had 19 on, he'd be Johnny U.
Can he throw like Unitas?
No, I don't think so. I don't think he's got a crew cut by like Johnny U either.
Have our first penalty of the evening.
All right. It is offside
Brunswick.
On Brunswick. Certainly not what they need. They're
No.
already in the hole 10-0, and they commit a penalty after getting a 4 or 5 yard gain.
Obviously, you need to start getting some momentum going. And the Brunswick running game is a very strong running game. The second leading rusher in the whole PTC, Sean Tanner, but hasn't quite gotten unhitched tonight.
Vasquez calling signals, rolling to the right, being chased. Looking, and wrapped up and grabbed by the jersey and brought down there by Cody Rio. Good pursuit.
Yeah, very good pursuit. He was able to get him to the outside, strung him out for as long as he could. Little, maybe give him a gain of about 3 back to the original line of scrimmage.
All right, 3rd down and long. 3rd down just a little over 10. We got a minute and a half to go first quarter, 10-0 Lawrence. The rain has almost stopped here at Pete Cooper Stadium at Keyes Field in Fairfield.
I don't think that's the last we've seen of it.
No, it's definitely not, Mr. Meteorologist. Where's your Doppler? Vasquez rolling, throwing, looking, and it's caught. No! Incomplete. Ben Violet with the breakup. As he hit Eric Harris, it looked like it was going to be a completed ball all the way, and Violet at the last second pulled it out.
Yeah, Vasquez rolling to the left, throwing across his body, and was almost a brilliant catch by Harris because he really had to haul that in off the fingertips of Violet. And then I don't think it was Violet stripping it as much. It was just Harris with his body motion going down, wasn't able to keep it.
All right. Williams to punt. Boudreau and Christian back deep to return, standing near their own 35-yard line. Last one was blocked, of course. Snap is right on. They need a block, and they don't get it! And it's another block by Lawrence. Kenny Pielot, ball scribbed around. It's loose. On it is Lawrence. They've got another 1st and goal after a blocked punt.
That's another situation where Brunswick, the line is really letting them down, letting the punter down. He wasn't even able to get that off. Again, the second time we've had a blocked punt on the part of Lawrence. Coming in untouched was Pielot. Kenny Pielot, the ball goes down on the ground. The punter tries to pick it up to no avail. And falling on it, I believe, was Christian Powers.
Another 1st and goal after a blocked punt. This one 1st and goal at the 3-yard line. Lawrence with a 10-0 lead with a minute left in the quarter. Noyes the fullback. Boudreau is the tailback. Brock Lawrence wing right for Ben Violet. They go to Boudreau. Boudreau with a hole off the left side, and he powers in. That's as easy a touchdown as Anthony Boudreau will ever get.
Yeah, that was about it. The line really made all the difference there. Huge hole that he was able to go through off the left into the end zone. And Lawrence with a 16-0 lead. And I know those don't count as turnovers, but they should be turnovers. There you see the handoff just following all that blocking he's got out in front into the end zone. Anthony Boudreau with his first score of the evening.
Jeshua Dearborn to attempt the conversion. Again, Violet to hold. Violet's so good. My God, is he a good football player. That was not a great snap, and he very calmly handled it, got it down, and Dearborn drilled it. I am telling you right now, Eric, there is not a better coached football team than the team in blue. They execute brilliantly.
They've got the fundamentals down. They do the things they're supposed to be doing. They play smart football. They're not making mistakes yet. We certainly haven't seen many mistakes on their part tonight. And as I was saying, it doesn't go into the books technically as a turnover. But block punts, at least these two, have been just as costly as turnovers.
So 2 blocked kicks have resulted in 10 points. And Dearborn to kick off again to Edgerton and Harris. And Brunswick in the hole 17-0. Just what you don't want to have happen anywhere, but especially here. Lawrence playing some angry football in the first quarter. Dearborn with another spinner. And again, Edgerton plays footsie with it. Ball's loose at the 10, and he is meat.
Why did he even bother to pick it up? At that point, you've just got to fall
on it.
You just fall on it. And that was not all his fault. The field had a lot to do with that there. It did take a couple of bad hops. But don't pick it up when the guys are coming right on you. He's lucky he didn't cough the ball in.
So Brunswick will start out in the hole. It will be 1st and 10 at about their own 7-yard line. And the Dragons just need to get a first down here and at least get some field position.
Yeah, they've had 6 plays from scrimmage, and the longest play has been the 3-yard run.
Vasquez barking out some instructions on 1st and 10. Handoff to Williams. Williams, a little bit of running room there, and he gets ahead of the 15-yard line.
Brought down by Brock Lawrence. As we're under 40 seconds now in the first quarter. A first
That's
quarter
there.
that Lawrence would love to see extended, and Brunswick can't wait to see come to an end.
That's Brunswick's biggest play of the game thus far.
Yep,
a gain
6
of
yards.
6 yards. 27 seconds left in the quarter. Second down and 4. Wide to the left side is Rashawn Edgerton. Woodrow comes out there on him. Tanner and Williams in the backfield. Man goes in motion. Vasquez on second down and 4. Handoff. Nope. Yep, he did hand the football off, and
Yeah, Williams, and he just got pushed
he might have lost
back.
almost all of what they gained on first down. In any event, that is the end of the first quarter. And for Brunswick, it couldn't end soon enough. Score after 1 from Pete Cooper Stadium at Keyes Field in Fairfield. Lawrence rolling. It's the Bulldogs 17. And the Brunswick Dragons nothing. A timeout. Back with more after these words on Time Warner Cable Sports.
Hi, is this yours? I mean, you don't want to lose it, right? Here's one way to make the most of your money. First, get Roadrunner High-Speed Online from Time Warner Cable. Then add reliable digital phone service and the best in TV entertainment with digital cable. And here's what you've got. That's one smart package, all for a price your bank account will love. Now you can think of this as a sign of things to come.
Get video, internet, and phone. Pick 1, pick 2, or pick 3 for only $29.95 each per month.
Time Warner Cable, the power of you.
Mike Violet, Eric Kleinbach, and our whole Time Warner Cable Sports crew back here at Pete Cooper Stadium at Keyes Field in Fairfield. Friends, want to remind you can get a complete listing of shows, airtimes, and more. Visit yourtownscable.com. Click on local programming TWC TV. And when you're there, be sure to check out these Strictly Sports highlights, including the game of the week. And Rob Kennedy's top 10, it's just a mouse click away at yourtownscable.com. In fact, later on in the telecast tonight, not only will we have Rob Kennedy's top 10, we'll have the quintessential Central Maine sports writer, Travis Lesargic's top 10, because I copied and pasted both of them this afternoon.
Beautiful. There you go. Now, is
They're different.
either Travis's or Rob's on a par with David Letterman's top 10?
No.
There's always time, guys. Always time.
Chevrolet is always there. That's the one rub between the two.
I can't guess who's got Chevrolet in the top 10.
Third down and 3. Brunswick from his own 15-yard line. Wide to the right side is Edgerton. Wide to the left side is Harris. Lawrence in a 52 defense. Vasquez up the middle goes to Tanner, and that's going to be the end of that drive.
Now push back. Pushed back by, it looked like the entire part of the line. I know Brock Lawrence was in there just leading the way, but they're not getting anything between the tackles. Nothing much at all between the tackles. It's time to get outside, start putting the ball in the air, something to soften up that middle, because Lawrence isn't giving anything in the middle right now.
Perhaps the third time is the charm in the punting game. Maybe they'll get a punt off here. They have attempted to punt twice. They have had 2 punts blocked in this game, and now on 4th and 8, they'll try it again. A different punter. Williams is going to try it.
I don't know if it was the punter's fault there.
And now they're all messed up. They get the wrong people in. They got to take a timeout. So this has been organized chaos thus far for Dan Cooper and the Brunswick Dragons, a football team that somehow went up to Bangor. And you see this first quarter and you wonder how it happened.
Obviously, you've got to get it right, Mike, but this is something that they practice. I know they must practice throughout the week. Go through special teams, go through punting formations, simulating the punting. But it's completely fallen apart here, and it's gotten inside their heads. And again, we were talking about high school students, but it does get inside their heads. Wow, we've messed up 2 punts already. We've had the first 2 punts blocked. What's going to happen now? And I think that's what's happened here. It's getting into their heads.
Boudreau and Lawrence, back for Lawrence. And Williams will be standing inside his own goal line, and they need to block better. I'm not sure I'd have 2 outside people. I might just make sure this one gets
nobody's
off.
on P-Lot right now.
Yep, there's at least 2 guys, and they get rid of it this time just barely. A very short punt, and Boudreau will get away. It'll take a nice Lawrence bounce, and for some reason, Brunswick backed away from it and let it go another yard or 2.
Exactly.
You know, guys, let's give you another extra yard, and that's exactly what they did.
We've got a flag down. Not sure, because there wasn't a run back. But obviously there was contact of some kind. Let's see if we can catch what
Flag
happened.
down
It is
at
against
the
Lawrence.
34-yard line. It's a push in the back. So this will cost Lawrence. It'll still set up pretty good field position for them. But
Is that 10 yards?
yes.
So they're going to have it back at the 30, about the 43, 44-yard line. Let's see if we can catch. The block in the back happened just before the ball started rolling, bouncing back Lawrence's way.
So a 10-yard penalty on an illegal block. And Lawrence backed all the way up to the Brunswick 44-yard line.
Well, Lawrence has had the ball 3 times. This is Lawrence's 4th possession, and they've scored on their first 3 drives, had a very long, sustained 13-play drive to start off the game. Haven't had to the past 2 times because of blocked punts.
Longstreet now the fullback. He gets the give on the dive play and gets nothing. Does a
No.
good job to submarine back to the line of scrimmage, but that was well defended.
No, I didn't fake anybody out. Number 59, Jareth Sanford in there on the initial stop for Brunswick.
A loss of about a yard. It'll be 2nd and 11. We're just underway here, second quarter, about 10:40 remaining. Lawrence on top, 17-0. Going wide to the right side, Brooks Spalding. Actually, he's now tight right. Wing left, Xavier Scott. Handoff goes to Powers, and Powers is slowed
wrapped
right
up.
down.
That's right, in there again. Number 59, once again, Jareth Sanford, the initial hit. Trying to swing him to the outside, use his speed. Number 81 in there as well for Brunswick. And that's Nicholas Vata.
All right, 3rd and 11 from the 45 of Brunswick. 3rd down and 11. Now wide to the right side is Brooks Spalding. Lawrence in motion. Violet, a play fake, looking to throw it, fires it right side. There's Spalding, gets picked off. Great interception by Thomas Wiley. Wiley to the 25. That was a tremendous defensive play by Wiley.
That was a tremendous defensive play on both ends because somebody was coming in for Brunswick and wound up, I think, really messing up the throw because otherwise I think he would have had Bradstreet. But somebody got in. You look, it took quite a bit off that ball. Bradstreet was open. He was where the ball should have been and where the ball could have been. But Brunswick put a hit on Violet as he was getting rid of the ball. That really caused the interception.
So the Dragons played some good defense on that series for sure. And now have it 1st and 10 from their own 27-yard line after the Wiley interception. Vasquez on 1st down. Handoff goes to Tanner. Tanner drives ahead, stays with the play, and all of a sudden now Brunswick with a little momentum. As Tanner drives over the 30, goes to the 33-yard line, picks up 4, 5, almost 6 yards.
Yeah, it was stopped on the play by Dylan Belfleur. That was the biggest run of the night for Turner. In fact, only his 2nd carry tonight.
Tanner, the 2nd leading rusher in the PTC behind Billy Clark.
Well, what a season he's having for Skowhegan.
Yep, 2nd down and 4. Man goes in motion. Here's the handoff to the fullback. That is number 33.
It's Williams.
That's Williams.
First
John
first down
Williams.
tonight
Yep.
for Brunswick.
Well, it had to happen sometime, I guess,
I
and
think
it
so.
does. So Brunswick all of a sudden with a little bit of a spark. It'll be 1st and 10 from their own 40. Wide to the left side for the Dragons is Harris. Vasquez sets him down. 1st and 10. A fake. Vasquez rolling, looking, firing across his body. Open Harris. Harris. It's intercepted.
Picked
Ben
off.
Violet
Yes.
pays him right back.
Ben Violet covered Harris extremely well. The ball thrown a little bit short. And due to that, he was able to get himself in position. Violet was able to get himself in position. As you're going and checking out the replay here, he winds up, he guns it, just a little bit too short. Also a nice reach there by Violet.
If there's another
Pick it
yard
off.
on that ball, it's a completion.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So we're tit for tat as far as interceptions are concerned. And Lawrence, their second worst field position of the first half. It is, believe it or not. They started the first drive of the game at their own 25. This is their own 27. We have a whistle and a timeout here.
8:21 left to go in the second quarter
All
of
right,
play. Lawrence
so
with a 17-0 lead.
The aforementioned top 10 lists. Okay, let's start out with Lethargic, all right?
Okay.
Bonnie Eagle, number 1.
Yeah.
Deering, number 2. Thornton Academy, number 3. Lawrence, number 4. Then Mountain Valley, Skowhegan, Gardner, Gorham. Winthrop and Bucksport tied for 9. And Cheverus at number 10. Oh, that's Kennedy's.
So it's really
I'm sorry.
a top 11.
That's Kennedy's. That's Kennedy's. I'm sorry. That was Rob Kennedy's. He always has that
So is
tie
he
at
showing
9.
with his Cheverus education that it's a top 11 and not a top 10?
I know. We chastised him last week. You got to have 10. All right, Lethargic, Bonnie Eagle, Deering, Thornton Academy, Lawrence, Mountain Valley, Skowhegan, Gardner, Gorham, Winthrop. Oh, wait a minute. I copied and pasted the same one. What an idiot
I was about
I
to
am.
say this sounds familiar.
What a dope.
I've got issues with polls, but
Yeah. I'm sorry.
I'm not gonna do it unless you want me to go on a rant right now.
No,
but I'm
not now.
going.
Maybe
Yeah.
later. How about
Okay.
halftime? Can
All
you
right.
save it?
Yeah, I can.
Can
save
you
it.
work it back up again at halftime?
I'll try.
All
I'll try
right.
to work up the anger.
That'll be excellent. 1st and 10 here after the timeout from the 27-yard line. Man in motion. Back to throw Violet. Sets up. Has a man wide open. That's Dearborn with the catch. And a first down in Brunswick territory at the 47-yard line. Jeshua Dearborn could have pitched a tent, built a fire, and had lunch.
Yeah, he certainly could have because he waited for the ball, as we see here. He waits for the ball, comes back for it. Out in the middle, nobody was there. Dearborn makes the catch. It's a 25-yard gain. Harris was able to get back into the play, but you're right, nobody was following Dearborn to the near sideline. Easy completion of 25 yards.
Anthony Boudreau is wing right. Brock Lawrence in motion. Violet going to throw it again. Pulls it back. Fakes it again. Ben Violet goes to the 43-yard line.
Yeah, gain of about 5 before he stopped. The play by, among others, Taylor Large. Alex Tate in there, too,
Here it
I
is.
believe.
Violet pulled it down. Had a notion there for a second, like he was going to pull the trigger on it again, and then decided, nah, I'm going to tuck it under and run. Now Violet returns from the sideline from John Hersem and getting the play. 7:20 left in the first half. 17-0 Lawrence. The fullback, Longstreet. Christian Powers is lined up as the tailback. Anthony Boudreau wing right. Here's Powers with a block out in front. Has all kinds of room.
Oh.
There's a face mask there, maybe.
Yeah,
Yes.
you're right. Yeah, Williams
Had to be
got
a
in
face
there.
mask. If Powers could have gotten by there, he had all kinds of room. But that face mask probably will add
that's,
5, may go more.
That's an accidental face mask because it certainly looked like Williams was going for the back of the jersey, but somehow he
gonna
did.
look.
He's able to.
Right there, he's got the
he's
mask.
got it. Well, shows what I know. It looked like it was accidental initially. On the replay, replays don't lie. I got to bring binoculars with me to the game.
They're picking it up, no flag. So maybe he got the shoulder pad. Instead of the face mask, they wave off the flag.
All right. I feel vindicated. The guys in the booth giving me a hard time. I have been vindicated. 'Cause it really didn't look. It looked to me like he got the jersey.
I wouldn't get carried away with a vindication because I'll bet that there's a chance that later on you'll screw up again.
That vindication will be in syndication. Yeah, and of course I'm going to screw up again.
With
It's just a
no
matter of when.
residuals, I might add.
No residuals.
3rd and long. Violet in trouble, and
put the
down he
hit on.
goes. Ben Violet sacked
Number
by
97, Samuel
go ahead.
Sebastiansky.
Sebastiansky? That's how you say that, huh?
Sebastiansky, something like that. He's in there, 97.
How about we just call him
Also-
old double S? Samuel Sebastiansky.
I think
Nice French-Canadian boy.
Greg Barrasso was the other guy in there, I think. But
Jeshua Dearborn to punt for the first time tonight. Whoops.
Oops.
Drops it, has it back, though. A low liner. Harris gets by him.
He's having a problem fielding those tonight.
Well, he picks it up and to the 5, and Eric Harris has had better nights.
He made a little
kicks.
something out of what could have been disastrous there. He picked it up at about the 2-yard line as Lawrence was coming down hard and actually got it almost out to the 10-yard line. And I got to give it up to the Brunswick defense there. They showed a lot of life, some big plays in that series because it could have turned badly for them again. Lawrence got the ball inside Brunswick territory, and between the penalty and the 2 big defensive plays, Brunswick was able to stop them.
5:50 left in the first half. It is 1st and 10. Brunswick at their own 7-yard line. Turn. The handoff to Tanner. Tanner wrapped up by the jersey and pulled back down by Dylan Bellafleur.
That's going to be a gain. No, I'm sorry, a loss of about 3. They're going to push him back to about the 5-yard line.
So it'll be 2nd down and 12. 2nd and 12. Clock running, 5:20 left in the half. It's 17-0 Lawrence. They got 17 in the first quarter. They've been shut out here so far in the second quarter.
But they are shutting out Brunswick.
They are. Split backfield. Vasquez pulls it back down. Now throws it back up. Open over there is Edgerton, and it's knocked out of bounds.
Showing a nice arm there is Vasquez, throwing, having to roll out to his left. And again, he's a right-hander, which is not the easiest thing to do, but finding him along the left sideline, almost finding him. It was in that general vicinity.
You know, too much attention, Eric, directed in the same area for too long a time, and Lawrence had time to get over and cover it.
Mm-hmm.
So
well
it is
defended.
3rd down and long, 3rd and 12. Not exactly where you want to ever be, but certainly against Lawrence, backed up, 3rd and 12. Let's see what Vasquez does. Sends Edgerton wide to the left. On 3rd and 12, they give it to the fullback. That is Williams, or check that. That is, it's John Williams, 33, and Williams near the 10, and that's the end of that.
Yeah. He was able to get back close to the original line, maybe even a little past the original line of scrimmage.
So they'll try the old punt thing again. Let's see what kind of experience this is.
The last one worked okay.
Back deep to return, Anthony Boudreau, 43. Christian Powers, 33. John Williams to punt, again inside his own goal line. Handles the snap, gets rid of it. And Boudreau will Boudreau let it go. And it'll
It's
go
a
out
tough
of
one to
bounds at
handle.
the
That
49
was
yards. Kind of a spinner.
Yeah,
And
looked almost like one of those flying, the old movies from the 1950s, those real fake-looking flying saucers in the sci-fi movies. It looked like one of those. Just spinning, but not a spiral, more like a whirling top.
What's that show? Is it Mystery Science Theater 3000
yes,
or 5000
yeah.
or
Is
whatever
that still in reruns?
I don't know. Remember when that first came on?
Very funny stuff.
Very good stuff.
Very well written and poking fun at some of the worst movies to ever come out. This, so far, is a bad movie for Brunswick, but they were able to hold Lawrence on Lawrence's last drive.
All right, 1st and 10 from the 44. Violet, option. Whoa, he's in trouble, and down he goes.
And absolutely nobody was fooled on that.
There were no options.
No options. Williams was in there. Sebastianski was in there once again. Just not a good situation. Loss of about 5 back to the 49-yard line of Brunswick.
So after a dominant first quarter, this game has certainly evened out.
Well, Brunswick's defense has really come on strong here in the second quarter.
I should say a dominant first quarter by Lawrence.
Right. I know what you meant.
But they didn't. 2nd down and 15, 2nd down and 15. 3:35 left in the first half. 17-0 Lawrence. Double handoff. They go on the inside to Powers, and Powers gets hogtied and
down low
smacked to the ground by Nick Vada.
Nick Vada got him up high. Down low was Williams. Williams has been in a lot of action tonight. He's one of the leading tacklers in the Pine Tree Conference as well. He's
3rd down and long.
Leading tackler for Brunswick.
3rd and 13, Longstreet in late at fullback for Noyes.
Let's see if Violet goes to the air or see what happens.
Dearborn is wide to the right. Violet back to throw. Plenty of time. Going to load it up, looking long, and overthrows his man, and it's easily intercepted there by Rashawn Edgerton. If you're Ben Violet, you can't put the ball there.
Edgerton turned around, and he was waiting for the ball. And we will see the replay. As he goes back, you turn around, and look who's back there already anticipating. The center fielder, he looks like. Edgerton.
So, Brunswick will take over at their own 23-yard line after the interception.
3rd interception of the game, 3rd turnover of the game. 2 by Lawrence, 1 by Brunswick.
Wisecracks from the truck on the plight of the Baltimore Orioles baseball team. We'll just overlook it.
I'm
Here's
overlooking
Tanner.
everything.
Tanner, the second leading rusher in the PTC,
Not much.
who's had very little work tonight. Doesn't get much there.
Well, Tanner is the guy, again, they'd like to try to get outside, but have not been successful. They really haven't attempted to get him much outside. Most everything that they've run tonight has been between the tackles.
A 2-yard gain. It'll be 2nd down and 8 as we close in on 2 minutes left in the first half, 2:15. Lawrence got 17 first quarter points. That's all they've gotten. It's 17-0 Bulldogs.
That's been it.
Vasquez brings them out. 2nd down and about 12. Did I say he gained 2? I think he lost 2, but John Williams got all of that and more right back as he breaks one to the outside and gets all the way up to the 44, almost the 45-yard line. Williams broke free around the line of scrimmage and went for a little jaunt.
That's a gain of about 22 yards. 23, no, 24 because they had him at the 20-yard line. 24-yard run, by far and away the longest gain from scrimmage so far tonight for Brunswick.
So a 1st and 10. Brunswick near their own 45-yard line.
The rain is picking up again, Mike.
Well, not surprising. Driving up here from Poland, it was raining very hard from all the way from Poland all the way to about Sydney, and it slowed down. So it is going to catch us here sooner or later. Vasquez back to throw, fires, throws a flutter ball, but it's caught, and it's complete, and it's out of bounds at the 46-yard line.
Stephen Jensen on the catch.
Jensen, backup quarterback, plays some wide receiver from time to time, right near the stick.
They're going to say he's short, but it's a short yard, maybe more than half a yard to go. Needs to get to the 46-yard line or just inside the 46 of Lawrence for a 1st down.
1st and 10 for Vasquez and the Brunswick offense, down 17-0, but they got something going here. Edgerton wide to the right. Hand off to Tanner. Tanner gets to the outside, breaks the tackle, 40. Tanner puts his head down. He's a tough runner, but he didn't get out of bounds. Yeah, he did. All right, they'll rule him out now, and a 1st down. Now we're seeing why Tanner is the 2nd leading rusher in the league.
Yeah, he's able to get outside, which is something they've tried to do because he's got more speed than Williams, significantly more. Violet's in there, Boudreaux, but not before he picks up the 1st down and then some, getting down to about the 37-yard line of Lawrence.
1st and 10.
It's by far and away the best drive of the evening for Brunswick.
At the 37-yard line, Jensen's wide to the right. Williams, the lone running back, now a man in motion. Vasquez. That's a lateral. Back to Jensen. Jensen looking to throw it. Does throw it. Throws it down. It's caught. No, it's incomplete.
Oh, bounced in and out of the
Imbriano
hands.
was open at the 5-yard line on the double pass as Jensen made the catch on the lateral, took one step up, and it was knocked away.
Yeah, there he goes. He throws. He's not over the line of scrimmage. That definitely would have been a legal pass if Embriano was able to hang on to the ball. Hit him right in the numbers. Could not hang on.
A very wet ball on a very wet night.
That's true.
John Embriano, Jr., dropped it. 2nd down and 10 from the 37. Option. Pitches it out. Ball is caught by
James Sejka.
And Sejka, a first-time player in this game tonight. Sejka got out of bounds, which is important.
Sejka's had a couple of hits on defense and on special teams. I've seen him line up at fullback this game, but he was in motion, sweeping from the right to the left, so I had a feeling something was going to involve him. Even so, it wound up being just a gain of 3 for Sejka in Brunswick.
So 3rd down and 7. At the 34, clock stopped. 40 seconds left in the first half. Brunswick has 1 timeout remaining. That's it. And they've had to burn 2 here. 3rd down and 8. From the shotgun. Jensen's playing quarterback, and he's from the gun. Jensen looking. Now scrambles, in trouble. Better do something. He does. He gets sacked.
Yeah, you know, it's awfully tough to be in that position. You haven't lined up at quarterback yet tonight, and all of a sudden you're facing a big rush. He just hung on to it for way too long and wound up being in trouble.
David Giroux with the sack, number 75.
3rd sack of the night for Lawrence.
And timeout is called here with 27 seconds left. And 4th and 18, Brunswick will have to punt.
Yeah. I don't think there's any question.
Lawrence took the timeout because they wanted to do just that, force Brunswick to punt.
Looking for another block, huh?
Why not?
It's gone pretty well so far tonight, although Williams, the punter the last 2 times, has been able to get the punt off. That's the good news. The bad news for Brunswick, neither one of his punts has gone more than 20 yards.
You see the officials with a towel on the ball, trying to keep it as dry as possible. Again, it's not the downpour that it was on my way up, so it could be a lot worse. We thought, holy Toledo, when we were driving up, that this is going to be played in a quagmire.
Talking with our own Bob Gilbert before the game, he said that usually, and he's a Lawrence grad, usually they have the big parade go through town and all the floats and everything would have been great. They had to cancel that because of the rain tonight, but this is homecoming weekend for Lawrence.
Jensen's going to throw the football here out of the shotgun. They will not kick on 4th and long. Jensen looking to throw it, does throw it, throws it long and way overthrows it. And you're better off not to intercept that one, but knock it down.
Yeah, and
now we got flags down.
Hey, you know, you've got the best of both worlds because that was a hit to the helmet by I think it was Harris on Violet. So not only does Lawrence get the ball at the line of scrimmage, they're going to get some extra yards on the penalty. I believe that's what they called. It looked as if
personal foul on
Harris,
Lawrence.
On Lawrence.
Wow.
Let's check this out then. Okay. There's Violet. Violet there. Why was that call on Lawrence? Oh, there it is right there. Okay.
Oh, okay.
No,
I missed
at the end of the play.
All
the end of the play.
So
good call. Good call. I only saw Harris's move.
The line of scrimmage, of course, is back up field. So how can you mark this off at the spot of the foul? It was an incomplete pass. So they can't go back there. You got to go back upfield to where the line of scrimmage was upfield and mark it off from the line of scrimmage. Not.
Okay, we're going to see this again. Yep. There was a hit in the back. There we go.
Yep.
The hit in the back.
Yep.
I'm trying to determine the number. Was that Boudreaux? Yeah, it was Boudreaux, number 43.
Well, now they'll take the ball back upfield. Or will they? I guess they did mark it off from the spot of the foul, which I don't know how they can do that.
Actually,
wait a minute. Now, okay, so it's not a change of possession.
Nope.
So it's a first. No, it's not 4th down.
Right.
Well, boy, this is as clear as mud.
Lawrence has, Brunswick has the ball.
Has the ball.
Right.
It's still a 4th down play, so the down did not count.
Lawrence was confused as well because they had their offensive unit on the field. But it's not the offensive unit, it's the defensive unit that needs to be on the field now.
Not a change of possession. They mark it off. And
so even though the personal
down.
foul happened after the incompleted pass.
Now they got it right.
All right.
Now they got it right.
Okay.
That's the correct call. These guys have confused the hell out of me. I thought, considering it happened in a dead ball situation,
right.
it had to be a change of possession.
That's what I was thinking.
So
Apparently
it is first down. They have marked off the penalty.
There we go. All right, now is everybody clear on this?
I believe so.
They've made the right call now. Lawrence has the ball, which they should.
First down, 10 yards to go from the 30-yard line, and the Bulldogs are going to take a knee and be content to go into the locker room with 17 points, all of which were accumulated in the first quarter. So they had a big first quarter. Brunswick played them to a stalemate in the second quarter. Score at the end of one half, that is, from Pete Cooper Stadium at Kiesfield in Fairfield. Lawrence Bulldogs 17, Brunswick Dragons nothing. A timeout. Eric and I back with our halftime activities after these words on Time Warner Cable Sports.
Connections. That's what Time Warner Cable is all about. Bringing people together. Taking you places you couldn't go before. We're 1,000 employees across Maine and New Hampshire, working every day to help you feel more connected. And working in our local communities to support important efforts, like helping teachers connect with students through Cable in the Classroom. Providing free internet and cable to over 700 schools across Maine and New Hampshire. Taking young minds to new places.
I use Cable in the Classroom all the time. It really brings the outside world right to my kids. For example, we don't just talk about the weather. I can show them real-time streaming video and much, much more.
Just one of the many ways Time Warner connects with our local communities. So no matter where you're trying to go,
you can get there from here.
Time Warner Cable.
Mike Violet, Eric Kleinbach, and our Time Warner Cable Sports crew back here at P. Cooper Stadium at Kiesfield and Fairfield on a rainy homecoming Friday night. Lawrence on top 17-0. Before we move along any further, once again, I want to thank our friends at Morris's Auto Body, who are so great to us every year when we come up here and televise games, letting us use their property literally as we drive in, park our trucks there, and do our thing there. Thanks again to Morris's Auto Body, and I speak from experience. I've had several cars that have been fixed at Morris's, and they do one heck of a job.
The body work that they do there put a couple years extra life on our older car.
Which one?
The
Toyota
Corolla. The old Toyota Corolla.
They're the ones who kept that thing going, huh?
Great running machine. Oh, no, it runs great, but the body was not. I mean, we drove it for, I think, 15, 16 years.
You guys got everything you could out of that
Corolla. The last 2 years, I think, thanks to Morris's.
So we give it up to Morris's for making part of our telecast here possible tonight. We really, really appreciate it. And the team they cheer for, the Lawrence Bulldogs, on top 17-0, and it's certainly been a tale of two quarters, Eric. The Bulldogs ran wild in the first quarter, scored 17 points, and we look like we had a blowout. We may still have something to that effect in the offing here tonight, but here's Lawrence scoring on the first drive of the game, and here's Christian Powers.
16-yard touchdown run again, using his speed to take it to the far side, untouched into the end zone. Extra point was good by Dearborn, making it 7-0. But Lawrence really didn't roll up a lot of yardage. They didn't have to roll up a lot of yardage in the first half because of the two blocked punts. The first block punt, they were able to take advantage with a field goal, even though they ran three consecutive plays, didn't get the first down. Dearborn kicking a beautiful 23-yarder, would have been good easily from 10 extra yards out, making it 10-0 at the 2:47 mark.
All right, here's the second blocked punt that eventually would result in a touchdown. It was blocked, and the ball squirted all the way down inside the 10-yard line, and then
that was the block by Blaisdell.
And Blaisdell blocked it, Blair Blaisdell, and then one play later, Anthony Boudreau running inside left tackle. You'll see him here, 43.
There he goes.
Easy touch.
Yep, nice big hole, 3-yard touchdown run. The extra point put up by Dearborn to make it 17-0, and that was, again, all before the first quarter was over. Second quarter, no scoring. Not a whole lot of offense going on. In fact, the best offensive drive of the second quarter happened to be from Brunswick just before the end of the second quarter, but they couldn't punch it in. Best drive of the night goes for naught. 17-0 Lawrence. That's where we stand at the half.
That's what we got. It's a big lead for Lawrence, although they were stymied in the second quarter. Score at the end of the first half. From Pete Cooper Stadium at Kiesfield and Fairfield, Lawrence 17, Brunswick nothing. A timeout. Second half action is next on Time Warner Cable Sports.
How would you like an internet connection that'll spin you around online so fast you almost get dizzy? Sounds fun. Then add digital cable with a free HD upgrade for local channels and sports in HD for free. And bundle them together with reliable home phone service to save money. I'd call that more for less. Actually, it's called Time Warner Cable.
Get video, internet, and phone. Pick 1, pick 2, or pick 3 for only $29.95 each per month.
Time Warner Cable, the power of you.
Mike Violet, Eric Leinbach, and our Time Warner Cable sports crew back here at Pete Cooper Stadium at Keyes Field in Fairfield. Hometown team making the homecoming crowd happy so far. 17-0 Lawrence. Jeshua Dearborn ready to kick off. And back deep to return for Brunswick, number 31 on the far side, Sean Tanner. And on the near side, that's Nick Vada, number 81.
Coming into the game, Sean Tanner with well over 300 total yards rushing, second in the league. Tonight he's been held to 19 yards on 4 carries.
Dearborn ready to let it fly. Here we go. We're underway. It's a squibber short. They let it go through Vada at the 20. To the 25. Ooh, tripped up on a good tackle there. Blair Blaisdell. Good play on special teams.
Blaisdell went down really, really low, and he dropped. Vada dropped right down at about the 27, 28-yard line, they're going to call it. So Brunswick's going to have decent field position. Could be a lot worse. They've had a lot worse this game.
1st and 10 from the 30.
30-yard line. Vasquez under center.
Robert Vasquez at quarterback with Williams and Tanner behind him in the backfield. On 1st down, they go to Williams. Williams hit initially there by Matt Perkins, broke that, and eventually stopped his forward progress anyway.
They're going to mark that at the 30-yard. I swear he got at least a couple yards on that. But
well,
we're not down on the field. The referees are. They're going to mark him for maybe half a yard. But
that's
not
about
even.
it.
Yeah.
2nd down, and we have an official's timeout. No, we have a flag down. Somebody perhaps lined up in the neutral zone.
That could be.
By the line judge.
Brunswick, illegal motion.
Okay.
It looked like.
Gosh, that must have happened in the blink of an eye.
Illegal motion. I'm not sure who moved. That's going to make it 2nd and 15. And again, not a good way to start out a drive if you're a team which has been shut out so far. No, looking to try to get some offense going.
Actually moved the ball a little bit in the 2nd quarter there towards the end of the half.
They did. They'd had that one good drive near the end of the half. And that was it. But trying to start it out here, really, they moving backwards.
All right. 2nd down and about 15. Vasquez looking it over. Going to run it himself. No, he's going to throw it.
Yeah.
Nope, he's going to run it. He's to the 30. Vasquez is out of bounds and hit late. Is there a flag? No. They're going to say that it was an unintentional hit there on Blaisdell.
Put the flag back. Nice run, though. He's able to pick up about 12 yards on the play as he's rolling out. Looking as if he's going to throw. Hauls it back in. Finds an opening along the 25, 30-yard line. Gets pushed out of bounds at about the 37, but still a 12-yard run for Vasquez, their 2nd longest gainer tonight from the line of scrimmage.
So 3rd down and short, 3rd down at about 3. Certainly very makeable here for this Brunswick offense, which does run the football well. They have done it well before, and now Dan Cooper has to take a timeout. And this is not what you want to do.
No, taking timeouts this early.
You don't want to be
half.
taking timeouts with 11:04 to go in the 3rd quarter. When you have to take a timeout 56 seconds in, something is wrong.
I'm not sure if he didn't see something, or if he saw something he didn't like, or there was confusion as far as to what the play was, the formation. It's hard to tell, but not a good time to call the timeout. Still, you need to call it if you want to be able to continue this drive, which obviously Brunswick needs to do. Get out of the gates here quickly in the 2nd half.
So, timeout, 11:04 left in the 3rd quarter, 17-0 Lawrence. It's been a long time since we had any points scored in this game.
That's right. Last touchdown we had was a 3-yard touchdown run by Anthony Boudreau for Lawrence, putting it up 17-0. He's got a touchdown run tonight, so does Christian Powers, a 16-yard touchdown run. And sandwiched in between those touchdown runs, a 23-yard field goal for Jeshua Dearborn. That's how we have the 17 points for Lawrence tonight.
Eric Harris is wide to the right side. Lawrence with 4 down linemen, 5 down linemen here. The D end is also down. We have a man jumping off sides, and that's going to be a penalty on Jake LaVerriere.
Yeah, LaVerriere moved, not drawn off at all. It's going to be an easy 5 and an easy first down now for Brunswick. That'll move the chains to the 42-yard line. Not quite sure what he saw or what he heard, but it was enough to make a move.
So, it's a first down. They need to get the chain gang set.
Get everybody situated.
And they do.
I
First
think
and
so.
10 from the 42. Trainer having to go over to the other side, so we wait for him. All right, he's all set. All right, first and 10, Brunswick with a gift first down from the 42, their own. They trail it 17-0. Vasquez. Trouble with a snap, gets on it, and just barely up. Late loose ball. He didn't cover it. And it's going to go to Lawrence.
Nope, he never really had it very well moving back. He had to try to get back there, which he did, to cover it up. But that's the situation again. You try to fall on it. He couldn't get his arms free. Lawrence came in there, stripped the ball, recovered the ball. LaVerriere was the man who recovered the ball. After the penalty, he's able to atone for his mistake. And Lawrence has the ball at the Brunswick 38-yard line.
First and 10 from the 38. Handoff to Christian Powers. Powers breaks a tackle, turns it inside, and then a nice tackle from behind by Robert Schroeder. He looked like he was going to rip off a biggie, and Schroeder got him after a gain of 4, 2nd and 6.
And that's the 4th turnover of the evening. Both teams have turned the ball over twice. Also a couple of costly blocked punts for Brunswick in the first quarter.
Second down and 4. 6 from the 34. Violet rolling out. Now going to run the football. If he can turn the corner, he does. To the 30, to the 25. Violet to the 20. Right down the sidelines inside the 20. And Ben Violet is out of bounds at the 18-yard line. That'll be a gain of 16.
Kenny Pilat, you're going to see him throw a nice block to turn what would have been a nice gainer into a real big gainer. Coming up along the sideline here, he turns that corner.
Right
Look
there,
at Pilat just level him.
Yep.
And Violet's able to get another 7-8 yards out of that
That's
play.
good football there by 53 in the blue.
Oh, excellent block. That play went for 19 yards, 19-yard run for Mr. Violet.
You know, when your linemen get downfield and they clear people out like that, you put a star in their helmet after that. First and 10 from the 15. Powers to the outside. There's lots of room out there. He runs for the corner. Great balance, and he's in. Touchdown. Christian Powers with great balance goes 15 yards. And that's as pretty a 15-yard run as you're going to see.
Again, some good blocking there, but what made it, the fact that Powers did not go down a couple of times, came close. He slips one tackle, goes to the outside, slips another tackle, able to get into the end zone. That's his second touchdown run of the night, 16-yarder in the first quarter, now a 15-yarder to make it 23-0 Lawrence.
Here's Dearborn for the conversion. It doesn't look that great, but it gets through. It didn't go end over end, but that's all that matters. Dearborn converts. And just 2:17 in, Lawrence increases the lead. Apparently they like to score in the odd quarters tonight.
So far, so good. They certainly do. Costly turnover. That was set up by the fumble by Brunswick. The fumble by Brunswick, which was recovered.
So it's 24-0 after the 15-yard run by Christian Powers. Great speed to the outside, great balance, used his right hand to go down, keep his footing, and get in for the score. Very nicely done.
And I think we're going to continue to see a lot of him throughout the year. As he had an opportunity last week, did well with that opportunity, and he's back again. He's a 5'8", 155-pound junior.
They got a few running backs, huh?
Yeah. See, and Jesse Longstreet, who came into the game as well, a good runner, has barely touched the ball tonight.
Here's Dearborn with that squibber. He's had good luck with it. It's picked up by Harris at the 19 to the 20, 25. Still going. And over the 35-yard line to the 37-yard line.
Nice run back. He was able to twist and turn his way for a few extra yards at the end. But Brunswick has a lot of ground to make up right now, down 24-0, 9:34 left to go in the third quarter.
Brunswick 1st and 10 from their own 37. Need to get something cooking. Robert Vasquez sends Wiley wide to the left side. He's got a great interception in this game thus far. From the eye. Lawrence with 4 down linemen. Tanner, nothing.
Yeah, that shut down very quickly. Among others, Brock Lawrence in there on the stop. Also, Kenny Pilot once again, but a gain of maybe 3 yards on the play. We'll be generous and give him 3. Second and 7.
I like the way 53 plays in blue. He can play on my team.
Oh,
he likes to hit people.
Yeah. He got in there quickly along with Lawrence.
He's a whapper. He whaps them.
Whapping. Is that what you called it back in high school?
How are you, Bill? Bill McManus, the great AD here at
Hey,
Lawrence
Bill.
upstairs.
Good evening.
In full rain gear, ready to attack. 2nd down and 7. Back to throw. Vasquez pulls it down. Noise can't bring him down. Against his body, he throws it, and it's incomplete. He goes to Schroeder across the field and over everybody. After narrowly avoiding a sack by Noise.
You know,
Here's
that
another
is
look.
Not a well-advised throw. Throwing across the body like that on the run. As you said, he was almost brought down on that play, but that was a very weak throw. He was fortunate to get it to the intended receiver, but just a little bit too low. And one of those balls which, if you've got any defensive players in that area, is going to be picked off.
You know what, 24-0, Eric? Why not? You know, why not?
Just put it up there.
Give it a shot.
Okay.
Let it fly.
And he did. Well, he could have let it fly a little stronger, I guess.
Vasquez 3rd and 7. Up the gut. They go to Williams, the big fullback. He's got some running room. He gets stood up there at the end, and then he gets whapped. Thomas Druin put the hit on him. The ball may be out. It is!
And it looks as if it's another Lawrence recovery. The ball came out. The ball came out just shy of the first down, and that's where Williams was stopped. As you said, he was stood up by Thomas Druin. Then a Lawrence player came flying in, knocked him forward perhaps for the first down, but that's when the ball came out. And we've got a
player down for Lawrence.
Injured, no, I think it's an injured Brunswick player.
Okay, you might be right. Friends, we want to welcome you here to Time Warner, our new viewers in Portland, also our viewers in Cumberland and York counties and down East Maine as well. Glad to have you aboard here.
Yes.
You new viewers, we certainly appreciate you being on with us, and we invite you to join us for Strictly Sports Monday night at 7, where this Monday night, if you didn't get enough of Eric Leinbach here this evening in this telecast of high school football, by gosh, join us Monday night at 7 for Strictly Sports when Eric Leinbach will be with me on the program.
You know, if you're sick of Mike and me together already and you want to check out the other fine programming we have, and there is plenty of it, then please do so.
We invite you to go to yourtownscable.com and click on local programming, TWC TV, and you can find a complete listing of shows, airtimes, and a lot more. And, of course, you'll also see the Strictly Sports highlights, including the game of the week, Rob Kennedy's top 10. It's all just a mouse click away. There's the slide right there.
That's right. Now, speaking of, as they continue to attend to the injured Brunswick player, speaking of polls.
Yes.
I cannot. I don't know why they have polls this early in the season anyway. But that's not what I was gonna. That's not what I was gonna rant about.
All right.
Lawrence last week, number 2 team in the poll that I saw on Channel 6.
Right.
Number 2 in the media poll that's written up in the Sentinel.
Yep.
They went up to Bangor last week, had a terrific come from behind win. What do they get for that? They drop in the polls. Now, last I checked, they didn't lose a game last week, but they still dropped from, I think, 2 to 4 in the polls. I do not understand that. How can you, even though I don't like polls this early, how can you drop a team?
Well, it's clearly
which plays a tough opponent in the tough opponent's home field, comes back for a win, and you drop them in the polls. I don't get it.
Eric, it's clearly the liberal media bias. Clearly.
could be the right-wing nut jobs, too,
How
Mike.
about the vast right-wing conspiracy?
Good.
Could be one of the two. You never know.
It all boils down to politics.
It's all political.
Huh? Yeah.
It's all political.
And I'd like to see Skowhegan. I mean, I think they're 7th or 8th
Well,
in most
Eric,
of the
it's
polls.
about
They should
15
be
miles
higher
up the road north on 201. You
They
can
should
see
be higher
all
up
of
in the
Skowhegan
polls.
right there.
I know I can. You know, I
Beautiful.
was in Skowhegan today.
Were you?
I was.
What were you doing in Skowhegan today?
I had to went to New
You had
Balance.
business?
Went to
you
New
went buy some
Balance.
shoes?
Yep, bought my size 4 shoes. And there, I beat you to it because I knew a small feet crack was going to.
I wasn't going to say a
Sure
word.
you weren't.
Meanwhile, we wait for the injured Brunswick player.
Taking a look at it, let's do something instructive here. Stats. First half stats. Brunswick ran the ball 18 times, picked up 46 yards. Robert Vasquez was 1 for 4 through the air, had a 9-yard completion to Stephen Jensen. He also threw an interception in the first half. In the, Stephen Jensen also attempted a pass, 1 pass. So total of 55 yards for Brunswick as Lawrence comes off the field. Brunswick comes off the field. And the player is still down for Brunswick. Brunswick, 55 total yards in the first half.
All right, friends, while we have a timeout on the field, we'll take a timeout as well. 8:34 left in the third quarter. 24-0 Lawrence. Back after these messages on Time Warner Cable Sports.
Hi, is this yours? I mean, you don't want to lose it, right? Here's one way to make the most of your money. First, get Roadrunner high-speed online from Time Warner Cable. Then add reliable digital phone service and the best in TV entertainment with digital cable. And here's what you've got. That's one smart package, all for a price your bank account will love. Now you can think of this as a sign of things to come.
Get video, internet, and phone. Pick 1, pick 2, or pick 3 for only $29.95 each per month.
Time Warner Cable, the power of you.
Brunswick fullback linebacker John Williams has just been brought off the field on a stretcher as they're being very, very careful with his injury. We have a replay of the play.
Yes.
And perhaps we can pick up, he's on the top left of your screen.
Right.
You see 53 there for Lawrence Pelot.
Now he was hit. He was stood up there by Thomas Druin. But then somebody comes flying into the back. Brings the whole pile down. That's when I thought he was pushed forward perhaps for a first down, but the ball came out. The ball was picked up by Christian Powers, I believe. But
right. That's
in the midst of all that, that's where Williams got hurt.
That is the injury. He rolled over after that, put one leg up, and then stopped
to get up,
right there. And then a stretcher was brought out onto the field, and he was brought off, wheeled off, is now in a Delta ambulance, and will be transported to the hospital now. It certainly looks like it's a fairly serious injury, but
I certainly hope it isn't.
as my son just pointed out, a few weeks ago in a Poland exhibition game, we had the very same treatment of a young man from Poland, and they were very, very cautious. He was back at practice the next day. It was not a serious injury, but you have to be careful. We hope this is the case here. In any event, we're ready to go again. 8:34 to go in the third quarter. Williams fumbled the football, and Lawrence has it 1st and 10 at the Brunswick 45-yard line here. They lead it 24-0. Ben Violet under center at quarterback. He's back to throw, avoids the rush, fires it on the run. Caught by Boudreau. Boudreau's out of bounds at the 31-yard line.
Very nice touch pass. Boudreau going to the near sideline. He was open, and just a nice touch on it on the run. Put on it by Ben Violet. Enough for another first down for Lawrence, so they continue to move the ball. 13-yard gain for the Bulldogs.
So 1st and 10, Lawrence. They scored 17 points in the first quarter. They've scored a touchdown here in the third quarter. 1st and 10 for Violet and company. Here's the handoff, a double handoff. Inside they go to Boudreau. Boudreau breaks a tackle. Boudreau may go all the way. Anthony Boudreau is down right at the goal line.
Touchdown saving tackle, but it probably won't make much difference because he was able to just explode through a hole off the left guard between the center and the left guard. And it had practically the whole Brunswick interior defense following him. Finally, he was tripped up A nice dive there. I believe that was Sam Garrett who was able to track him down, but not before he reached inside the 2-yard line. They're going to mark it at the 2. He might be just a shade inside.
First and goal. Let's see if they give him the ball here and let him score the touchdown after he did most of the work. Yep, they do, and he will waltz in.
Untouched.
You know, earlier I said that was the easiest touchdown Anthony Boudreau could score. I was wrong.
Think that
was the easiest touchdown Anthony Boudreau could score.
30-0. Lawrence has the lead. So we see it was very little work that Boudreau had to do. His line just completely cleared out room for him off the left tackle. And as you put it, Mike, he waltzed into the end zone for the 30th point. And Jeshua Dearborn will try to tack on the 31st.
Out of the hold of Violet. It's good.
Well, Lawrence is certainly coming out of the gates like gangbusters here in the third quarter. Recovering 2 fumbles, turning both of those fumbles into touchdowns. $31-0 lead for the Bulldogs. And again, Brunswick not only having to deal with a deep deficit right now and issues moving the ball and stopping Lawrence, they also are without one of their premier players, John Williams. Fullback and linebacker for Brunswick. They're leading, up to this point, their leading ground gainer tonight and also in on a number of tackles. Taken off the field on stretcher and transported by Delta ambulance to the hospital. We certainly hope that he's okay. This was just precaution, but certainly does seem like a serious injury.
Dylan Forrest will kick off now, number 99, as John Herson will get some of his bench people out there. And back deep to return, 21, Jeremy Diaz on the near side, 7, Eric Harris on the far side. Here's the kick by Forrest. It's a squibber taken by an up man. That's Imbriano, who did not have his knee down apparently. And Imbriano, he will have his knee down here shortly.
And other various body parts. The whole rest of the body goes with him. Down at about the 30, well, they're going to give him forward progress to about the 37-yard line. Should be good field position for Brunswick. Now they have to find a way to do something with it. Let's see who's in the backfield. Vasquez is quarterback in the backfield. They've got Sean Turner, and it looks like Brandon Matt, number 38, I think, is at the fullback position.
On 1st and 10, Vasquez from the 37. Hands the ball off, and Tanner.
No,
it came out.
He kept it.
Oh, he kept it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I thought he handed the ball off. I went for the fake.
Lawrence defense did not. No, they threw Vasquez for a loss of about 6 or 7 yards.
Watch me go for the fake here. See, there. Right. He did drop the ball. Okay.
He did drop it.
So
he did. I think he meant to roll out, but with that ball being as slippery as it was, he wasn't even able to pull that off. So a loss of about 7 yards back to the 30-yard line.
2nd down and 17. 2nd and 17. Lawrence on top here, 31-0. Vasquez to keep himself. Sort of ran a veer there and got a yard or 2, and that's about it. It'll be 3rd down and long.
Yeah, this is the type of situation where I don't know what kind of tricks Brunswick has in its bag of tricks, but running up the middle is just not going to cut it right now. Not with the strength of the Lawrence defense. Find a way to fool them, find a way to use what speed they have. Turner has good speed, try to utilize him.
Vasquez 3rd and long. 3rd down and 16 from the 32. Runs the play to the left, over the 35, maybe the 36. It'll be 4th down, and Brunswick will punt, and that in itself has been an entertaining and interesting thing tonight.
And John Williams, who handled the last few punts after the first 2 were blocked, Williams came in to punt. Obviously, he is not available to punt. We're going back with Sam Garrett.
Boudreau and Powers back to return. Snaps on the money. End over end, Boudreau at the 33. To the right, gets hauled down from behind. Good tackle from behind there by Jeremy Diaz.
Yep, Jeremy Diaz with the tackle, and by far, in a way, the best punt that Brunswick has had all night. Still good field position for the Bulldogs at the 33-yard line.
Let's see if John Hersom makes any changes on the offense. And it looks like he will make a change at quarterback, as Bobby Belanger is going to come in. Belanger, a 5'11", 160-pound junior, will come in and run the offense.
Ben Violet so far tonight, don't know if we'll see him again, but Ben Violet 3 for 6 tonight with 2 interceptions and a total of 58 yards on those 3 passes.
He's had better nights, but running the offense is what he does.
Right.
Believe me, he's a much better thrower than that. Handoff to Blaisdell, and Blaisdell doesn't get much.
No, but
flag down.
I think this is coming back anyway. No, it's against Brunswick. I
holding.
figured it would.
Now, wait a minute. He pointed in the wrong direction.
I was about to say, usually you've got action like that in the middle. A lot of times that winds up being holding on the offense, and indeed it is. Go back on Brunswick.
5:23 left in the third quarter. 31-0 here in favor of Lawrence.
Lawrence has really not been challenged very difficultly tonight.
10-yard penalty.
Got Derek Giggy coming into the game now for Lawrence in the backfield. He's a fullback. This will be his first appearance tonight for the offense. So the starter's getting a bit of a breather, perhaps for the rest of the evening.
1st and 20. You run a sweep to the right, not much there for Cody Rio.
No, we'll give him maybe a yard.
So there's one thing about John Hersom, one of many things to like, but when the game is over,
it's over.
He puts his people in, and they all get to play, and there's no running up the score, and there's no taking a chance with anybody getting hurt.
No, and you want to be able to get guys in a position where if they do have to play, they have a little bit of experience with it, and that's what's happening with the second and third stringers here.
Belanger lobs it over the defense, completes the pass to Max Haney, and Haney a first down at the 40.
Not quite a first down, but certainly does get positive yards out of it. That's about, 16-yard play. Max Haney with his first catch of the evening.
I forgot about the penalty.
Wide open right there. And falls forward to the 40-yard line. So it's going to be 3rd and about 3. 3rd and short for Lawrence. And the first attempted pass for Bobby Belanger is a completion.
So 3rd and 3 from the 40-yard line. Going wide to the right side, Nate Letourneau. Blaisdell, the wing on the right side. Belanger, quick toss out on the right side. Letourneau turns up and does not get enough for the first down. They'll put him down at the 42-yard line. He needed the 43, so Lawrence will have to punt here with 3:29 left in the third quarter. 31-0.
This must be the turnpike rain that you were talking about as the rain has picked up.
Yeah, it was raining a lot more than this on the turnpike, I can tell you that.
So we've been spared the
we have
the deluge.
Pilot to punt. Whoa, almost blocked. He got it up a mile high. That might bring more rain. It takes a great Lawrence bounce.
Oh, that was freaky.
Whoa.
I don't think I've seen a bounce like that in a long time.
It was 20 yards.
Oh, at least. But I don't think the punt itself went more than 10 yards up in the air.
Roughing the kicker. So it's not even going to count. It's not even going to be an official punt because Lawrence's offense is going to go back on the field.
Well, it looks like it. Belanger, you're right. Belanger's talking with Coach Hersom, and that is indeed going to come back. Roughing the punter.
So it'll be a 15-yard penalty.
That's going to put Lawrence in business right about at the Brunswick 43-yard line.
And so Belanger will get another crack at it here. Belanger's a 5'11", 160-pound junior.
And again, working with a new backfield, we had Nate Letourneau was in there, Cody Rio, Blair Blaisdell. All seeing some action in the backfield for the first time tonight.
Belanger on first down. Here's Blaisdell. Blaisdell around the corner. Goes
nice
to the 40.
block.
Blaisdell turns up, squares the shoulders.
Good block by Giggy. Helped to spring him for about 5 or 6 yards. Well, picked up maybe even more than that. They're going to mark down at about the 37-yard line. So that is a gain of about 6. But a nice block by Giggy.
We'll have a second down and 4 play. 2nd and 4. Got to get a ball in there, and it hits a Lawrence player right in the bean. 2nd down and 4 for Bobby Belanger. Fullback 31, Giggy. They give the football off to the tailback, Rio. Rio's in a peck of trouble.
No, Wiley was in there on the hit. Also had number 59 in there on the hit, which is Jareth Sanford.
1:25 left in the third quarter, 31-0.
And Lawrence with the second team on the line as well. All the people in there now. Number 65, Nick Blood, is in the game for Lawrence.
Nephew of one, Bob Gilbert. A proud uncle sits in our truck running the replay machine.
Not only is he a Lawrence grad, he has many Lawrence nephews here.
Belanger going to run it himself, or is he? He stops, looks, throws, and it's easily intercepted. We've had way too many of those tonight.
Well, that was
by
one of
quarterbacks.
He was throwing into an area that had about 4 Brunswick players and only 1 Lawrence player, and it was thrown a little bit too short and just not a very smart pass. But you learn from your mistakes. And Mr. Belanger, I'm sure, is going to learn from that one.
You're supposed to learn from your mistakes.
He will. He will. So that ball was picked off, I believe, by Edward Bonner. I think that was. No, that can't be. It was a defensive tackle. We need to find a defensive back.
Go ahead. You find one. I'll describe the next play.
Thank you.
1st and 10 from the 35-yard line. New quarterback in the ball game for Brunswick, and there is 9, Jensen, who played a little bit out of the shotgun in the first half and actually threw the football as a wideout on a lateral play in the first half.
Yes, he did.
Handoff there and a 5-yard pickup. It's 2nd down and 5.
I think that was James Sedgka on the run there. Sedgka with his 2nd rushing attempt tonight.
20 seconds left in the quarter. 2nd down and about 5 from the 40. Up the gut, and not much in the gut. Stymied by the by the Lawrence defensive line, and that is it for the third quarter. So again, the odd-numbered quarters have gotten the job done tonight for Lawrence. They get 17 in the first, 14 in the third. You add them together, you get 31. 31-0 Lawrence over Brunswick. A timeout. Back with more after these words on Time Warner Cable Sports.
Connections. That's what Time Warner Cable is all about. Bringing people together. Taking you places you couldn't go before. We're 1,000 employees across Maine and New Hampshire, working every day to help you feel more connected. And working in our local communities to support important efforts, like helping teachers connect with students through Cable in the Classroom. Providing free internet and cable to over 700 schools across Maine and New Hampshire. Taking young minds to new places.
I use Cable in the Classroom all the time. It really brings the outside world right to my kids. For example, we don't just talk about the weather. I can show them real-time streaming video and much, much more.
Just one of the many ways Time Warner connects with our local communities. So no matter where you're trying to go,
You can get there from here.
Time Warner Cable.
Mike Violet, Eric Kleinbach, and our Time Warner Cable Sports crew back here at Pete Cooper Stadium at Keyes Field in Fairfield. Fourth quarter, ready to go. 31-0. Bulldogs on top of the Brunswick Dragons. And a 3rd down and 3 play for Brunswick here from their own 42. Stephen Jensen at quarterback. Handoff, sweep on the right side. Jeremy Diaz. Diaz gets the first as he gets close to midfield. Gets tripped up there by Max Haney.
Ball came out, but the ball came out long after he had gone down on the ground. So nice run for Diaz. Picks up about 7 yards, close to midfield. As you pointed out, certainly enough for a first down.
All right, we got one official says stop the clock. We got another official says start the clock.
I say let's start the clock.
I say let's keep it rolling, huh?
There
How
we
about
go.
continuous time?
Are we at that point?
On first down, they go fullback this time. This is Brandon Matt. And he's into Lawrence Real Estate to the 47, maybe the 46.
Yeah, what he did there was he just followed the left guard. Was able to get a little bit of running room there. Picked up about 4 yards. 2nd and 6 for the Dragons.
Once again, we want to thank the folks over at Morris's Auto Body right behind us for allowing us to be on their property tonight as we televise this game. Our truck, our crew all set up there on their...
Makes things very easy.
In their dooryard.
Easy for them, easy for us.
We appreciate it, and we thank the folks at Morris's who do such great work on cars and trucks all over the state of Maine. They've done both Eric and me proud and good over the years,
That's
kept
right.
our rust buckets on the road, and we appreciate that. And at Time Warner Cable, we appreciate what they do for us, too. Thanks, guys.
Run of about 2 yards before Derek Giggy was able to trip up Brandon Matt. Nice tackle by Giggy.
And, of course, we also want to welcome our new viewers in Portland, our viewers in Cumberland and York counties, down East Maine. We got Machias on board now. We're delighted to have you a part of the Time Warner Cable Sports family. 3rd and long. Here's Diaz, going to try the left side this time, and bang, he got belted.
Yeah,
that was Blaisdell, who's a real hitter.
Yeah, Blair Blaisdell went down low, threw him for a loss of a couple of yards. Tries to sweep out to the left side, the far side, but Diaz gets tripped right up at about the 43-yard line.
Blaisdell put the whack on him there. And it's 4th down. Will they punt?
Why? It really hasn't helped them a whole lot tonight.
No. It's been a little bit too entertaining when they've tried to punt.
They're showing punt.
Shane Lizotte will punt. Blaisdell back to return along with Cody Rio. One hopper, and he holds it up, gets it on the hop. Short punt. Starts going the other way, and they get on it now and stop the football. And Lawrence will take over at their own 27-yard line, 9:09 left to go in the game.
31-0 Lawrence lead. How did they get there? First quarter, 16-yard touchdown run by Christian Powers. Then a Jeshua Dearborn 23-yard field goal to make it 10-0. Then Anthony Boudreau from 3 yards out, 17-0, all in the first quarter. No scoring in the second quarter. Lawrence put 2 more touchdowns on in the third quarter. Christian Powers with a 15-yard touchdown run, and Anthony Boudreau with a 2-yard touchdown run. So both Powers and Boudreau, the law firm of Powers and Boudreau, with 2 touchdowns apiece tonight.
Timeout is called by Brunswick. Friends, if you miss any of our games at their regularly scheduled time, you can find all of our games of the week on Time Warner Cable on demand. For more information, go to yourtownscable.com. That is yourtownscable.com.
I wonder what all the mosquitoes are doing in here tonight.
They like this sweet meat?
They certainly do. I thought they were supposed to be dead by now.
Dow. Come on.
Mosquitoes don't die by the end of
We
September?
haven't had a good hard frost yet.
Yeah.
No, I mean, these are the lingerers, the malcontents. I haven't been touched.
Is that what you call them?
I haven't been touched. I don't know what you guys are complaining about.
Because we smell better.
Junior back here has been almost knocking the walls down trying to hit them.
Yeah.
Right.
They're not the most active mosquitoes I've seen.
No, they're a day late and a dollar short.
They're trying
slow.
to watch a good game and stay out of the rain.
Gomez, did you bring your usual a whole refrigerator full of food up here tonight? Is that maybe why they're after us tonight, or after you guys? Huh?
Could be.
He's not answering me.
No. Most people do try to ignore us.
There's the snap, handoff up the middle.
Nice
to
hole.
The 38, or excuse me, the 33, maybe the 34-yard line.
And that was Derek Giggy, and
yep.
and he was following the blocking of Nick Blood,
Nephew
the
of
left guard,
Bob Gilbert.
nephew of our own Bob Gilbert, with a key block in there.
Second down, about 4. Here's Giggy again, tries running off right tackle, not as successful that time. It'll be third down.
He did pick up a yard, call it 3rd and 3 from about the 35-yard line.
Third down at about 2. We're about 8:15 left. 31-0 Lawrence. Bulldogs led 17-0 at the end of the first half, 17-0 at the end of the first quarter. Third down and a long 2. A fake. No, it is, it was a fake. And Belanger may have been better off to hand the ball off. He kept it. And
he lost
a loss and a punt for Lawrence.
But with Lawrence with a 31-0 lead right now, and just 7:35 left to go in the contest, not imperative that they keep this drive alive.
Pelot. Kenny Pelot into punt. Good snap. End over end.
Oh.
Very, very returnable there. And on the return is 91, Evan Fitzgerald.
And he got out to about the 38-yard line, close to the 39-yard line. And Brunswick with a new backfield as well, as we saw in the last series. Trying to get something going with Stefan Jensen, I believe, is going to be under center once again.
Well, they would just like to score. They'd like to avert a shutout here, and you never want to get shut out.
They had one really good drive at the end or the latter part of the second quarter. And other than that, this Brunswick offense has been fairly dormant.
Handoff right side, couple of yards there.
Yeah, nice hit.
Diaz on the carry, gets 3, second down and 7. Lawrence about to go to 4-0.
Now, Lawrence, the rest of their schedule after tonight, they play Oxford Hills.
There's a win.
Yeah, I'm sorry, that was Brunswick.
All right.
We'll have to check on Lawrence in a minute.
Okay.
Brunswick will have Oxford Hills next week.
Second down and 7. Diaz off the right side. Looked like he had
Nice
some room, and then that closed up fast.
Haney and Blaisdell.
Yep.
Haney wrapped him up, and Blaisdell came in for the final hit. Got a couple more yards. Call it 3rd and 5 for Brunswick.
All right, Lawrence has, after this, they are at Brewer. There's a win.
That should be.
They are home to Mount Ararat. There's a win. Then they wrap it up tough. Skowhegan.
That's going to be a
Skowhegan and here against Messalonski. Messalonski's game, but I think they'll handle them. So maybe the only toughie the rest of the way is Skowhegan.
Well, Mount Ararat is 2-1.
Yeah, well, I don't care. They're Mount Ararat.
Jensen rolls out.
That's my job to say that. Jensen rolls out and is hit, not knocked out of bounds. They smartly keep the clock running. I know Mount Ararat is 2-1, and I know they've played better than they usually do, but believe me, here, Lawrence will spank them. Yes, the truck just tells us that Skowhegan is at Mount Ararat tonight.
You know, though, those picks that you make, Mike, do come back to bite you occasionally.
Yeah, that's happened to me before.
Yes, it has. No,
but at least I didn't say the score this time. I just said they're going to win.
You didn't say 107-0.
Right, that's what I said.
As you've done
once.
in the past.
Yeah. Here's Diaz. Ooh, he got hit high.
He got hit very high. No flag.
He got hog-collared there big time by Patrick Griffin.
Terrific tackle.
Here's the clothesline right here, baby. Diaz about to turn it up.
No, I don't think we're letting you go anywhere. That's it.
Hey, wrap him up. High, low, doesn't matter. Bring him down.
But watch the face mask when you're up there.
So Lawrence takes it over on downs now. 1st and 10 for Bobby Belanger. From the 47-yard line of Brunswick. Handoff, Blaisdell. Blaisdell breaks a tackle. Another one, 40-yard line,
slippery.
35. Still going, 30, 25. Blaisdell down to the 15, and inside the 15, he's run out of bounds at the 12-yard line. Great run by Blair Blaisdell.
35 yards. He slipped a number of tackles along the sideline on that play. Followed some good blocking early on. And then he's just able to follow another blocker, and then finally dragged down by Brandon Matt out of bounds at the 12-yard line. 35-yard run for Mr. Blaisdell.
We're coming down to 4 minutes left. This second-team Lawrence offense wants to score. Devin Sherman in the game as a running back with Giggy. Sherman gets the football. Whoops, he dropped it, but he
picked it up, and he actually got positive yards out of it. Got to the 10-yard line.
He was down as soon as he picked it up because he put a knee down, but
right. I got you.
I mean, the ball just sat right there on the turf. Watch the ball. It's down, and watch him. It was like,
okay. Missed that. So
nobody was around, and unfortunately for Sherman, he put his knee down, and it was down immediately there.
So no gain for Devin Sherman.
2nd and 10. Line of scrimmage is the 13-yard line of Brunswick. They try Sherman again. This time he's got all kinds of room out in front. Cuts it in inside the 5. Rides in for the score.
Boy, you know, it's amazing what you can do. You keep low. You follow your blockers. And Lawrence has excellent blockers, and that's all Sherman needed to do there. The blockers, the line cleaned out any potential Brunswick problems there for a 13-yard touchdown run for Mr. Devin Sherman. It's 37-0.
So the second-team offense comes in, does a nice job.
Does that mean we're going to see the third-team offense if Lawrence gets the ball again? Or?
Dylan Forrest will attempt the conversion here. Bulldogs have an extra man on. Maybe they need that extra man on. I'm not sure. He gets off. It's a bad snap.
Yeah, we've
got a flag down. Forrest looking to throw the ball. He does. He almost completed the two. The big lineman showed a pretty good arm there, but we got a flag down. I think this is going to go on the offensive team anyhow.
Almost found Sherman, though, in the end zone. But, yeah, it is going to go against Lawrence. Good. Illegal procedure, Lawrence.
You know what? They did play that play with 10 players. I just counted them. So that guy who ran off was not supposed to.
Should not have run off.
And, you know, even with 10, they almost got a two-point conversion.
They almost did pull it off with a lineman throwing the ball.
Right. When a guy wearing 99 is throwing the football, usually it's bad.
But it was almost good in that instance. 37-0. Lawrence putting a hurting on Brunswick tonight.
Did Sid Luckman wear 99? I don't remember.
Mike, Sid Luckman, I think, died before we were born.
Well, I know that. I know that. Here's another look.
Okay,
here.
we always love to see big linemen throwing the ball.
Watch him.
He's
look
running well on the
Look, the guy's wide open. He should have caught that. If this were the NFL, if I'm
Mike.
Forrest, I have Sherman fined for missing that pass. You got to catch that.
Mike,
you know, when you're a lineman and you throw a ball right to him, you got to catch the ball.
Mike, if this was the NFL, we wouldn't be here.
I know, but let's be hypothetical, shall we?
Okay, we shall be.
All right, on the
Matt?
return. That is Matt. From the 19-yard line, he managed to get up to the 30-yard line.
No, maybe it was Matt.
Yeah, it was Brandon Matt. It was
Okay,
38.
thank you. Yeah. I got to trust my eyes the first time. Don't second guess.
So 1st and 10. Brunswick near its own 30. Actually, they'll put it at the 31.
That works for me.
37-0 in favor of Lawrence. That missed extra point, the only thing they've done wrong tonight when it comes to scoring.
Well, they've also committed a few penalties.
Well, I'm talking about scoring.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they've been almost perfect on their drives.
Two and a half minutes left. Lawrence substituting liberally here. 2nd down and 4 from the 38. Second new quarterback in the game here. This is number 4, and I don't even have him on my roster. That's how new he is.
And let's see, number 24. We do have him, Teague Smith.
All right, that's the running back.
Yeah,
yep.
he just ran the ball.
Teague Smith.
I've run out of room on my scorecard here.
Yeah?
Yeah. I think both teams are up to like 10 different runners. There are 10 different guys who've run the ball from scrimmage tonight.
3rd and 2 with 1:45 left.
Oh, number 4 is Kyle Franklin.
Okay.
He's rolling out.
Well, Franklin's rolling out, and unless he's going to get rid of that football, he's in trouble.
No, he wanted to hang on to it.
He did hang on to it, and yeah, that's right. I keep on forgetting that we have different home and road numbers. So Franklin is in there. He is a sophomore.
And he is also going to stay in on 4th down.
Why not? Why punt it away?
Exactly.
1:05 left. Take a shot at it.
Take a shot, try to score, leave here with something on the scoreboard.
4th and 2 for Franklin. Has Matt as his fullback. 24 Smith is the tailback. Smith gets the football, turns it inside, and does not get the first down.
It was close. Picked up a couple of yards, but needed 3 to get the first down.
Yep. So the ball will change possession. Lawrence will take it over at the 40-yard line of Brunswick.
As the clock ticks down, 39 seconds. Oh, stopped at 39 seconds.
Yep, they've got to change possession, move the sticks. We're going to have Devin Belanger come in at quarterback.
And Lawrence to fall on the ball. Devin Belanger.
5'9", 130-pound sophomore. You outweigh him, Eric.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, he's taller than I am.
What are you, about 132 now? You need to have a sandwich, my friend.
No, 5'7", 150.
Well, you're still 150?
Yeah. Well, I was down to 145. I've really porked out lately. Gained 5 pounds over the summer. Yeah.
I weighed 150 once.
I think your leg
was
weighs
7.
150. Second grade.
See, I cracked wise on myself there because I knew it was coming.
Yeah, of course.
See, my 16-year-old only outweighs you by 35 pounds, Eric.
Yeah, but he's a football player. I'm just a football broadcaster, a part-time one at that.
They're going to take a knee here, I assume. And
no balls in the air here.
Mark Yandian is in at quarterback, another sophomore. He takes what will be perhaps his only snap of the night.
Yeah. Just run it down. A very successful night for the Lawrence Bulldogs. They will move to 4-0 on the season. And send the home fans, the homecoming fans here. The crowd home.
And the weather held off. We hear it's coming. I certainly drove through it on the way up.
Well,
but
it's
all
wet,
in all,
but it's not that wild.
It's not the deluge we thought it was going to be. It was a deluge for Lawrence, though, tonight.
An offensive deluge, 5 touchdowns, a field goal. And Lawrence wins the game 37-0 over Brunswick.
There it is, a walk in the park tonight for the Lawrence Bulldogs as they had it all going tonight, and they win it by a score of 37-0. They scored in the first quarter. They scored in the third quarter. They scored in the fourth quarter, only taking the second quarter off tonight here in this one. Let's go back in time to the third quarter. And let's take a look at the scoring here as you see Christian Powers go in.
15-yard touchdown run. Again, following good blocking, some quick moves. Able to score the extra point by Jeshua Dearborn was good to make it 24-0 at that point. Then after a second recovered fumble, the first play from scrimmage after recovering the ball at the Brunswick 2. Touchdown run for Anthony Boudreau, his second of the night. The extra point was good once again by Dearborn to make it 31-0. That's the way the scoring stood at the end of the third quarter. Both Boudreau with Powers scoring their second touchdowns of the evening in the third quarter.
And then Devin Sherman, the young running back, capping the scoring off here tonight with a terrific run, with Giggy leading the way on a good block, and Sherman powered it over there to wrap her up and account for the final score of 37-0 here. Lawrence with an impressive performance tonight. This Brunswick team came out of the gate slow this year, got bombed by Lewiston, then came up to Bangor, beat them, and now has lost 2 in a row. A toughie last week to EL, and then just getting whacked here tonight.
Yeah, and they fall to 1-3 on the season. Try to right the ship next week. They're going to be taking on Oxford Hills. And certainly Oxford Hills is a team which has had its own struggles this year. But at 1-3, looking for perhaps to make the postseason, that's going to be a big difficult challenge right now for Brunswick. But more importantly, perhaps the health of John Williams, one of their leading players, and hope that he's okay. And he was taken off the field on stretcher, and we certainly hope that everything is fine with John Williams.
All in all, an excellent performance tonight by Lawrence as they go to 4-0 on the season. Brunswick falls to 1-3. Eric, my friend, great to see you. We'll see you on Strictly Sports Monday night.
I will be there.
All right, that's going to do it for the telecast tonight for Eric Leinbach and our entire Time Warner Cable Sports crew. I'm Mike Violet saying so long from Pete Cooper Stadium at Keyes Field in Fairfield. Final score here tonight, Lawrence rolls the Bulldogs 37 and the Brunswick Dragons nothing.